Big Ray's Wrestling Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. You know me, I am the Mark of the Masters, the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some WWE Fastlane 2015. Today we're going to jump right into the show, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that this show is actually a really good segue. This pay-per-view was a good segue into WrestleMania now. Some people may trash it. I don't see why. I thought each match was relatively solid. Some were better than others, and I got to be honest with you, the main event, the co-main event, and certain matches in between were actually really good. But we're going to jump into the pre-show of this somewhat pay-per-view on the WWE Network, of course, for just $9.99. Me and Andre Corbeil actually did a prediction show, and I think we were pretty much spot on. I have to go back and actually watch that, guys. You can go back and watch it here on OneWrestling.com. You can watch the Can-Am Wrestling Show every single week here, along with all the other great content, but we'll get into that after this pay-per-view recap, results, and review, basically. So now we have Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman is in the ring, and he's talking to Miz on Miz TV. Now, it's funny, during this whole time, I'm saying to myself, you know, two storylines going on here. You have Paul Heyman, who's basically obviously putting over the champion for WrestleMania, and he basically, in a nutshell, says it doesn't matter who wins, Seth. It doesn't matter who wins the main event this pay-per-view, because the champion will defeat that person. So that's out of the way. Now, the second storyline I was looking into here was basically during the interview, Damien Mizdow was sitting in the corner. Of course, he's super over with the fans, and Damien Mizdow was kind of just sitting there, kind of looking at Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, I guess, feeling uncomfortable. Paul Heyman basically, you know, pointing out the fact that he was looking at him all weird and stuff. Anyway, long story short, you have the Miz, who gets up and then basically embarrasses Damien Sandow, who's this close to snapping. I honestly believe. I want to know what you guys think. Leave your comments here below, here at OneWrestling.com and YouTube/OneWrestlingVideo. I honestly feel that Damien Mizdow and the Miz will be breaking up within the next 2 weeks. It's going to happen. He actually makes Damien Sandow, or Damien Mizdow, stand up, turn around, and sit down facing the turnbuckles, which is extremely embarrassing for any man, or any woman for that matter. So basically, this segment, although I guess you could say not super important, was kind of important to, not for the World Heavyweight Championship storyline, but for the storyline of the Miz facing Mizdow at WrestleMania. And I thought it was very smart and very well booked. Again, I love to tell it the way it is. If I don't like something, I will tell you I don't like it. But the truth of the matter is the truth of the matter. And this pay-per-view, in my opinion, was actually pretty damn good. So we're going to jump into the first match, which was the six-man tag team match. We have Seth Rollins, we have Kane, and we have the Big Show versus Dolph Ziggler, Ryback, and Erick Rowan. Now, the biggest pop easily went to Dolph Ziggler and Ryback. Erick Rowan, not so much. Now, during this match, I was saying to myself, you know, it was actually pretty good. It started off really well, but when Erick Rowan and the Big Show got into the ring, for some reason I felt like it kind of started going in slow motion. But when Ryback came into the ring and started cleaning house, everybody went crazy. Now, obviously, J&J Security, you know, they get involved. Ryback did something during this match that I don't know if I've ever seen. Guys, if you've seen it, please let me know, because I've never seen anything like this, where you have Rollins jumping off the top rope. Ryback catches him in a freaking suplex position. I've never seen that before. I mean, you got to be a strong son of a, you know what, to catch a grown, forget about man, a professional wrestler jumping off the top rope and catching him. And listen, you know, CM Punk said what he wanted to say about Ryback not being safe in the ring. That's his opinion. But in my opinion, you have to know what the hell you're doing in that ring to be able to catch somebody by the neck and hoist them up into a suplex, and, you know, obviously trying to go for the shell shock. Now, that didn't work too well. Now, Ziggler actually finally gets the hot tag, and Ziggler comes in. Now, Ziggler has Kane against the turnbuckle, and he's actually pummeling him. You know, 1, 2, 3, everybody always counts to 10. Now, what Kane does is Kane kind of grabs Ziggler and kind of leans him over that top rope. And Big Show comes and boom! Knocks him out, hits him with the KO punch. Ladies and gentlemen, the Authority go over. Now, during the aftermath of this match, you have Rollins, who's basically curb stomping everybody and their grandmother. And out of nowhere, I heard voices in my head. Ladies and gentlemen, the return of Mr. RKO himself. Randy Orton comes back out of nowhere, cleaning house, hitting the RKO, almost getting his hands on Seth Rollins, but not so much. Nice opening match to start it off. Now, here's a match that was a little slow, a match that I really didn't enjoy. Now, you have Goldust versus Stardust, and before the match, you have Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes' daddy, who gave Goldust kind of a pep talk, but at the same time telling him, please don't hurt your brother. Well, Goldust basically says, listen, I'm gonna beat the paint off of Cody, and we're gonna bring Cody back, meaning that he's basically gonna beat Cody Rhodes until he, I guess, drops that whole Stardust thing. Again, the match was decent, and the fans started chanting Cody during the match. Cody, Cody, and Cody's losing it. A weird finish. It was a crucifix roll-up pin where Stardust is pinned by Goldust, and the referee counts 1, 2, and I swear the referee stopped short of counting 3, but the bell was rung. The match was okay. It wasn't great. But I was on the phone with Billy Ray Valentine. And Billy Ray Valentine, obviously one of the members here at OneWrestling.com, who will be covering Monday Night Raws for us here. Billy Ray Valentine expressed to me that they're basically saving the best for WrestleMania. So I do agree with you, Billy Ray Valentine. I believe that they're gonna continue this feud, slowly build towards WrestleMania. How do we know? Well, basically backstage, Stardust attacks Goldust in the presence of his father and cuts one hell of a promo on his dad, stating that it's his father's fault that Cody no longer exists. It's his father's fault that he brought that old bag of bones, Goldust, back to the WWE, basically destroying his legacy. Well, I guess we'll move on from there. Now we have a really good, really solid, really fun. I knew this was going to be a great tag team title match between the Usos and Tyson Kidd and Cesaro for obviously the WWE tag team titles. Now, I got to tell you, I'm so happy that they finally found something great for Cesaro to do. I think Cesaro and Tyson Kidd are two extremely great athletes. Again, you have Tyson Kidd, who is the technician, the quickness of the team, and you have Cesaro, who's also a freaking technician, but also has immense power. And the Usos, one of the best tag team champions the WWE has seen in a long, long time, guys. Very consistent, always great matches. Those guys hold the titles. They have a great lineage. I mean, you can go on and on about this. Now, during this match, you have Jey Uso, who hits Cesaro with a super kick as he tries to climb into the ring. Tyson Kidd actually hits that spinning, I guess, what would you call it, guys? I don't even know what the finishing move is called. Please leave your comments here below. Help me out. But Tyson Kidd hits his finisher, which is almost like a neck breaker combination perfect plex. And Tyson Kidd and Cesaro capture the tag team titles. I was really, really excited to see this. And who's next? This is what I have to say, because the Usos have held that title for some time, and maybe they'll get a rematch in Monday Night Raw. But what is the next? Is it the Ascension? I mean, they're a heel tag team. I'm trying to think of tag teams that might possibly fit the description of somebody who might come up and actually challenge these guys. Maybe they bring up the Lucha Dragons to fight these guys. But listen, again, this match was one of my favorite matches. Excellent spots, fast-paced. Go back, go to the WWE Network. Please watch this match, guys. It was excellent. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Now we're going to run into Sting and Triple H. Now, I had doubts about this segment. I thought to myself, because I don't like promos during a pay-per-view. I don't even know if you call it a pay-per-view anymore, but I'm not a big fan of promo segments. But I love the way this was done. You have Triple H, who basically faces Sting in the ring, and he says, you know, he admires Sting for going down with a sinking ship. He admires Sting for being a team player. But his legacy was with WCW. Speaking of Sting, and well, Triple H's legacy was that of destroying Sting's legacy, which was WCW / the NWA. And then, I don't know if you guys know anything about religion, but Jesus Christ was, he basically was walking in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, and he was being tempted by the devil. The devil offered him the world. The devil offered him riches and glory and everything. And it was funny because I was thinking about that as I was watching this promo, as Triple H slowly circled around Sting, offering him all these great DVDs and merchandise and figures, and of course the almighty grail of the WWE Hall of Fame. And Sting, well, basically refused. Sting just, he didn't refuse, he just stood there staring at Triple H like he wanted a piece of him. And Triple H said, well, you know what? He takes off his jacket. They get into it. Triple H attacks Sting, then finally grabs a sledgehammer. But before he is able to use the sledgehammer, Sting finally gets a hold of his bat, puts that bat to the jaw of Triple H, then slowly points it up to the Wrestlemania sign, puts it again to the jaw of Triple H, and slowly points to the Wrestlemania sign. They get into it again here and there, and then finally Sting hits the Scorpion Death Drop on Triple H, looking really strong going into their match versus WrestleMania. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say I admire the way WWE has utilized their time with Sting. You know, Sting only has a certain amount of appearances, and I think they've done it very well, ladies and gentlemen. So Sting will be official. Sting will face Triple H at WrestleMania. It was made official here on this pay-per-view. We're going to move on to the Divas Championship match. We have Paige versus Nikki Bella for the Divas title. Now, I got to tell you something. Me and Andre, we did, again, our predictions, and I said to myself, I said, Nikki Bella is going to hold on to this title. I'll get into that a little down this video. Now, basically, Paige ties up Nikki's legs, and she tries for a Scorpion crosslock, but Nikki is able to fight, and she grabs the ropes, breaks the hold. Nikki pulls the tights for the roll-up win. The match wasn't great. The match was what it was. It was a Divas match, but here's the kicker. This basically opens up a match for Nikki versus Brie. Now, you say to yourself, oh, but they've already done that. Why the hell would they want to do it again? Well, the fact of the matter is that they haven't done it for the Divas title. I mean, these are the two biggest divas in the WWE. They're the two biggest women wrestlers in the WWE right now. On the biggest stage for the WWE Championship, or the WWE Divas Championship, I honestly do feel this is where they're going with this storyline. So I do see Nikki maybe facing what's her name, Paige, maybe one or two more times, maybe this Raw, maybe on a SmackDown. But eventually, I see the sisters getting into it, and this whole camaraderie between the sisters, which it was never explained, because again, Nikki Bella was basically treating her sister like garbage. So I have no idea why Brie is I don't know why she's really cool with her sister. But I mean, I guess blood is thicker than water, but is it thicker than gold? So let's see what happens with that feud. Now we're gonna jump into another match that I thought was gonna be possibly one of the matches of the night. Dean Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett. I got some bad news. This match wasn't very good. Dean Ambrose versus Bad News Barrett. Now they start off fighting. They start off brawling. Bad News Barrett basically takes the title during the match and tries to start to leave, but Ambrose stops him, and then Bad News Barrett re-enters the ring and tries to escape through the crowd, and it just ended up where Ambrose puts him in the corner and stomps a mud hole in him and basically walks him dry, aka Stone Cold Steve Austin, to a point where he basically loses it, continues to stomp. The referee counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ring the bell, ring the bell. you know, before this match, they had the panel, Booker T and everybody there, and they were talking about how Dean Ambrose winning the title would bring prestige back to the title. Number one, I wasn't happy about that. I didn't like what they did. And the reason why is because that's for us to do as fans. You know, I wasn't happy with the fact that Corey Graves, I think his name was, stating that Dean Ambrose winning the title would bring prestige, basically burying Wade Barrett. Again, this is my opinion, not the opinion of OneWrestling.com. Wasn't happy about that. I think whoever the champion is, they should definitely try and put that person over or make him look strong, especially if you have Dean Ambrose, who's going to basically lose this match via disqualification. And now my question to you is, does this continue to move on into WrestleMania? I don't see it. I see Dean Ambrose winning that title on one of the Monday Night Raws, leading to WrestleMania and being the champion at WrestleMania. Defending it against? Have no idea. That's for you guys to tell me, guys. Leave your comments here below at OneWrestling.com, YouTube/OneWrestlingVideo. Hit us on Twitter. Hit me on Twitter at Big Ray Show at OneWrestling. So now, in one of my favorite segments of the evening, and I knew it. Again, me and Billy Ray Valentine were texting during this pay-per-view, and the Undertaker's music hits, the Druids come out, and I gotta be honest with you, not for 1 second did I think the Undertaker was coming out. I knew Bray Wyatt was coming out. Again, that's me being a wrestling fan, me being the mark of the masses, and I had a feeling that Bray Wyatt was gonna come, which he did. He was rolled out in the coffin, sat up, and really excellent promo. And Bray Wyatt is such a great psychologist when it comes to cutting those promos, and he basically stated how he used to fear the Undertaker, and he doesn't fear him anymore because he is the face of fear. He actually states that he is going to, and I quote, claim the soul of the Undertaker at WrestleMania 31. So ladies and gentlemen, listen, they've been saying it for a while. You know, people wanted Sting versus Taker. Let's be real. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's look past the foggy glass. Let's look past being a mark. Let's be honest. What's a better match? I mean, Sting and Triple H is going to make a good match. Those guys can carry each other. Could Sting carry The Undertaker? Could The Undertaker carry Sting? I'm not really sure, but I'll tell you what. Bray Wyatt is sure as hell going to carry that match, and I think it's going to be an excellent match. And all due respect to The Undertaker, he is beyond an icon in this business. But the fact of the matter is this. It is time for the young lion to step up. And Bray Wyatt is, in my estimation, one of the bright shining stars in the WWE Universe. And I believe that Bray Wyatt may in fact take The Undertaker out. Will The Undertaker pass his devilish torch to Bray Wyatt? I guess only time will tell. So that was a really cool promo. Again, really love the way it was done. Bray Wyatt goes back into how he was a child and how he stared into The Undertaker's eyes, and how, I mean, it was really well done. Again, guys, go back to WWE Network if you have a chance. Check it out there, guys. Excellent promo. Again, I knew that it wasn't The Undertaker. I don't know Billy Ray Valentine. I don't know if you were fooled, my friend, but the fact of the matter is, still well done. All right, so now we're going to jump into one hell of a match. The pre-main event for the United States title. You have Rusev, Putria, Rusev, Machka, Alexander Rusev versus You Can't See Me, John Cena, Super Cena versus the super athlete. Freaking awesome match, guys. I'm serious. This match from the beginning had a big match feel to it. It felt like Rocky versus Drago. I'm serious, guys. I really enjoyed it. Do I have to say I'm serious again? I won't say it again. I really enjoyed this match. Excellent booking. Every single move in this match that was done by either John Cena or by Rusev had meaning to it, had impact to it. I mean, these guys really beat the living hell out of each other during this match, and I thought it was awesome. At one point, we had John Cena. He had Rusev in the STFU. No, Rusev gets out. You have Rusev, who kicks out of the AA. John Cena looks to be baffled. I mean, it was really good. At one point, Cena goes to the top rope to hit the leg drop, but Rusev counters with a big power bomb. Rusev then counters continues into the accolade. Cena he continuously tried to break out of the hold, and eventually he gets to his feet. Now, Lana doesn't always get involved, but this was the perfect time for the Russian bombshell Lana to get involved here in this match. She, for some reason, grabs the United States title, walks into the ring as the referee is distracted. While this is going on, Rusev hits John Cena in the old nuggets. A low blow to John Cena, and then hits John Cena with a Sabat kick to the side of the head, knocking him cold out. John Cena is then put into the accolade, which is basically the camel clutch. John Cena motionless. John Cena does not give up. John Cena passes out, but he was already knocked out. So again, excellent way of booking this match. Very good way of booking this match, because this match, this feud, will continue on to WrestleMania, where I believe John Cena will get the big win over Rusev at WrestleMania, and will perhaps be the United States champion. That's weird. John Cena winning that title again. I do see it happening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I gotta tell you something. If Rusev faces John Cena at WrestleMania, and they continue to push Rusev, and he defeats John Cena at WrestleMania, wow. I mean, this guy could have some... I mean, this is a borderline Goldberg type push. Maybe all the way to the championship. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Rusev versus the winner of WrestleMania 31. And we're going to find out who that is, or who's going to be facing the World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar right now, as we jump into the #1 contenders match. Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns. And obviously, yes, Daniel Bryan, yes, was the favorite. Yes, fans went crazy for Daniel Bryan. This was a hard-hitting match. Great spots. Good spots. Roman Reigns, in my opinion, looked better in the ring than I've seen him. I mean, these guys legitimately pummeled each other. They weren't, listen, these guys beat the living crap out of each other. I mean, they were potatoing each other left and right. If you guys ever been in the ring, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. These guys were really laying it into each other. I mean, it was New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I gotta tell you, it was really, really good. Again, Roman Reigns kicks out of the running knee. And I love the way, I don't know if it was Michael Cole or JBL, but one of those guys actually stated that nobody's ever kicked out of the running knee, and guess what? I don't think nobody has. Nobody's kicked out of the running knee, but Roman Reigns kicks out of that running knee. I love this match. I really love the booking of this match. I love the way this match went, how smooth it was. It was basically power versus technique. Roman Reigns, the power guy, versus Daniel Bryan, the technician. Roman Reigns is placed in the yes lock, and he actually breaks out of the yes lock, and he straddles Daniel Bryan, begins to pummel Daniel Bryan, MMA style, with forearms to the head, over and over and over and over again. Now, eventually, Daniel Bryan gets the upper hand, and Daniel Bryan is in the corner, and Daniel Bryan is, yes, he's getting ready for that running knee, yes. And as he runs, oh no. He goes for the running knee, but runs into one hell of a spear by Roman Reigns. Ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns gets the clean pin on Daniel Bryan for the 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns will face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and at the end of the match, the two guys get together face to face. Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, like the mega powers, they shake hands, and Daniel Bryan says, "You better kick his." Ladies and gentlemen, that was my review of Fastlane 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow us here every single day at OneWrestling.com, YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. Follow me on Twitter at Big Ray Show. Follow Bill After on Twitter at After1Wrestling. My cohort, my Can-Am brother from the North. Follow us at Can-Am Wrestling. Follow Andre Corbeil on Twitter at Andre_Corbeil. Follow Billy Ray Valentine, the WWE guy. Follow him at Billy Ray Hustle, and of course, NXT guy himself, Bill Schuyler, Mr. Old School back in the day, at You Got the show, ladies and gentlemen. I say this every single week. And before I say this, again, I thought this was a really good pay-per-view. Not excellent, not fantastic. I thought it was good for what it was. Leave your comments here below, ladies and gentlemen. I want to hear from you guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Come back, guys. Look out for the Can and Wrestling Show. Look out for NXT. Look out for the After Chat. Just look out for the great content here at OneWrestling.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I say this every single week. Every time I'm on camera. I would do this for a living. But if I can't, I would do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. I love you guys. We'll talk soon, right? Peace.